You know, when Donald Trump won the election, I was thrilled. I thought, oh man, somebody's finally going to turn us away from this bad course we're on. The bad course of like Sodom and Gomorrah. What was the sin of Sodom? Abundance of bread and idleness that was in her, neither did she strengthen the hand of the poor and the needy. I thought Donald Trump, all the Christian people were advocating. What Donald Trump is simply a capitalist pig, if you will. He won the game. Most of it was given to him, and then he got money, but he went bankrupt and everything. He's not such a genius. What he's doing right now, he's not. I thought he would help the homeless people. I thought he would help the poor. So that they don't have to sleep in their own urine and their own feces on the city streets of America. I haven't heard him say one thing about helping the poor. Not one thing. It's getting worse now. Now he wants to tax the American people. No more cheap goods from China. I remember when that happened, when we started getting all these cheap things from China. It would have sometimes cost $4 or $5 at a hardware store. You go into the 99-cent store and you got it for $1. I thought, wow, this is great, I used to go over to Mexico sometimes because things were a lot cheaper over there. Now Trump wants to do away with that, so the poor people don't even have a place to go buy stuff without giving an arm or a leg. Oh, he's going to put these tariffs on the Chinese, but who gets the money from the tariffs? The government does. He's just switching the chairs around on the Titanic. And who wins all the time? It's the rich people. That's what he is, and that's who he cares about. And I'm sick of it, man. I feel, I used to think, oh man, food and everything is so cheap in the United States. Now it's not cheap anymore, man. For the money I saved up or whatever, it's not going to last with people like Trump in there. It's going to get a hyperinflation. And no interest on the money, no low interest rates, right? No interest on the money. So he's strangling the poor out of their food, because a lot of people like to be poor. Like me, I'd rather be poor, I'm not married, so I'm trying to get by cheaply. Trump doesn't want to do that. He wants to put the carrot in front of you, and you got to run for the thing, in order to survive. This is against Christianity. Jesus says, don't worry about what you're going to eat or drink, God feeds the birds. Look at them. They're not sowing and toiling and doing all this work every day, to try to eat. Your Heavenly Father feeds them. They don't spin and toil, And now Trump wants everybody to shake their ass, man, and you get working like a psychotic, crazy person in order to make it in this world. And you got this full of queers, full of people with their pants pulled down, walking around, putting their big demonic rap music on. What kind of world is this? Trump, why don't you care about the important things in life? You think capitalism is going to solve the problems of humanity? You're just making it worse, crazier and crazier and crazier. But I guess that's how it's going to be, till Jesus Christ smashes the whole thing to pieces. I'm so sick of it, man. And let me see. I can't even stand to hear him talk anymore, It's that little pout he puts on or whatever. I mean, there's no feeling behind what he says. It's all rhetoric. Oh, it's going to be marvelous, beautiful. Oh, everything's going to be so good, It's going to be so good you won't be able to stand it anymore. Hey, man, you don't know what you're doing. You're not connected to God. You're connected to your money. Everything is gold with you. Your palaces and everything else. Oh, you love to be rich, You name your kids Tiffany and all this garbage after the richest, poshest people, man. So it took somebody that didn't need their money to get in, but then that's because he's made of money, and that's all he thinks about is money. Doesn't care about poor people. Man, why don't you build, why don't you, with all this tax you're collecting from China, why don't you start building places so homeless people can live and get out of this ditch that they're in, filthy, putrid ditch that they have to live in, so they can have a shower and a place to go to the bathroom, for crying out loud. You sick people don't care about nobody but yourselves. You make me sick. And that's the spirit that you're instilling in the whole country. You know, and everybody's going to be striving so hard just to get by that nobody's going to even have money to give to the homeless and the poor. Trump, you're nothing. You're no good, man. You're a wicked, selfish person. I'm sick of you, man.